What's up, gang? We're gonna get back on Pathologic after I spent an entire week playing Demon Souls on stream. I might be the first person to record 4K footage for that game and play the whole thing through at like a decent bit rate. So that's my clout. I'm hoping to maybe edit it into an actual long play. Is that even what you call it? Do you call it a long play if it's technically not all in one sitting? I don't know who the fuck has the patience to sit down and play an entire video game front to back if you're not 14 years old. So I can't fucking do that. That's why I have to do this. Or not have to do this. That's why I choose to do this. So that I actually, like, play through and finish games that I want to play. I also definitely want to do some music stuff. So maybe I'll get into doing some of that. Wow, this game, I forgot it absolutely breaks. Which also means I'm gonna have to fix this because it's hard to. Okay, so we gotta mute the display capture, so now you can only see the top right of my top left of my screen, which is where the game is. Yep, there we go. Let's listen to this again. Chimeras. Oh shit, I forgot the sound isn't working. God damn it. It's probably the second time this has happened. Well, let's just skip this. I forgot you have to fix the audio. Alright, I don't really remember how that works. I think I did it this way. With application audio capture. You can't even see. There, now you can see it. Pathologic. There we go. I don't know if I have the option to play that again. I saw something. You have to restart. Okay, well, we'll do that then. I saw something that said playing in VSync would fix the stuttering, so we'll try that. It's funny that this is like the HD version of the original game, and it still only works in 1080p. Jesus, that sound effect is way too loud.
Allow me to remind you that an epidemic of unknown origin has already eradicated a few genuinely distinctive towns
Is this
in
playing
the
a
northern
different
part of
thing?
the country. The cause and circumstances of these tragic events remain uncertain. There is a lot that we cannot explain yet. It appears as though the plague has a mind of its own, as if it is driven by some irrepressible will. Why else has no one managed to fight it successfully? Why does it target the most precious aspects of our existence?
This is definitely a
The Sun
different...
Plague picks its victims fastidiously.
I didn't
and the
realize
same
it played
principle
different
always draws
things
it
every
back
single time.
to whoever tries to oppose it. Surprisingly, we've yet to hear a single word from the powers that be.
The Sand Plague. Right. This is just like the creepy intro with trip hop that fucking rules. And you're supposed to believe that she's playing that horn. clarinet thing. Alright. Oh, yeah, see, like, how could I forget the child with the fucking worst haircut known to man? Look at that. That's like the haircut that, like, a fucking 40-year-old Mormon would have. A plural wife. That's a plural wife cut. Alright, let's fucking go, dude. The mouse does feel a little bit more... Oh, I have the fucking frame rate in the top thing. I don't want that. Also be nice if I could turn off chats in game, but I guess I probably can't. Turn that off. Okay. We're gonna do a new game.
So, it's all about trickery to you? Wherever have you come from?
No. I detest trickery. But if we ourselves are to suffer deception, our hands are no longer tied. Where are we?
Well, the muscular contraction is there.
Can I turn on subtitles? I think I probably already tried to do this, and it didn't work. Balloon motion blur, ambient occlusion, depth of field, anti-aliasing shadows, VSync, FOV at 90, which is what I wanted at. Yeah.
Means we're already inside of him. This must be one of the ventricles, right here.
What a silly place. It's stuffed. So it's not real for now? I don't think it has started yet.
Does it matter what it's made of? It's definitely struggling. We need to perform sectio transversalis. Cut the wall. There's no other way out. What else is there to do?
I know what to do. Those who favor hard logic and direct action are bound to be misguided. Only a miracle can set us free without us having to destroy something. And I can do miracles. Just let me.
Will you please be quiet? You're a liar and a thief. Who is going to believe you when you keep lying to yourself? The truth is my shepherd. Whatever happens, I will find answers, and justice will be restored. I will perform the operation. Medica morbo adhibe.
Don't you go all bossy on me, clever clogs. You will act justly, but your justice will blind you and become his demise. This calls for the gentle hand of a surgeon. Step aside, both of you.
Your gentle hands are used to killing, not giving life. You will inevitably do harm. As for Brainy, he has no regard for casualties at all. Neither of you knows compassion.
Yes, it seems unlikely that we'll get along well. But there's only one truth.
Any choice is right as long as it's willed. That's the truth of the matter.
Only the heart will show you the right choice. Stop thinking about yourselves. Think of the sick. He's in pain. I can't see it yet, but I can feel it.
It's not even a trap. It's a grave. Subipsum funis sumus. Can't say I hold a soft spot for it.
I can see that. You're full of hate. Stuffed or not, it's breathing. I can hear it. It can be healed rather than killed.
You mean you won't become a killer? But you will. Mark my word, that's exactly what will happen. But I can avoid it.
No, we won't ever get along. I suggest we be on our way. The sooner the better.
Off we go then?
Let's go. The clock is ticking.
Okay, I don't remember what I said about it before. Oh yeah, we have to actually leave. But they're trying to do surgery on someone. And I know it's the 3 main characters that you can pick from. She looks way different. History, oh my god, I'm gonna have to get used to reading again. I haven't had to say anything in a week and a half. History of humanity witnessed a number of catastrophes that have demonstrated without a shadow of a doubt the pettiness of human achievement and the triumph of invincible evil. Outbreaks of infectious diseases that have, from time to time, wiped towns and cities off the map are undoubtedly among those, however smart and virtuous. The people caught up in these destructive events have repeatedly come to the conclusion that it's no use trying to fight these circumstances. The best you can do is bite the bullet and cope with your losses. This is the story of a person who has managed to work a miracle and defeat a seemingly unvanquishable foe.
Daniil Dankovsky, a Bachelor of Medicine, was brought here by circumstances most unfortunate. Dankovsky's life work, his theory challenging the existing notions of human mortality, is being harshly persecuted by the powers that be. Suddenly, a letter arrives from a colleague suggesting that there is previous undiscovered evidence which may support Dankovsky's claims. There is a settlement, the letter says, ruled by an extraordinary man who may well be seen as objective proof of Dankovsky's daring hypothesis. Grasping at straws of hope, Dankovsky decides to follow what he believes to be the sign of divine providence. Without further ado, he sets off for the settlement. Late at night, Bachelor arrives in the town. As he seeks room and board, he gets to know a girl called Eva Yan and stays at her place till dawn.
Yup, that certainly is what happens. We fall asleep at the desk for some reason. Maybe that's someone else, because that's the guy in the top right. I don't remember his name. There's just too many damn names in this game to remember all of them. But it is interesting that it shows him specifically, because presumably this is us. That's the brother. Okay. Is she the spider woman? Okay, he looks like a fucking patriarch. Monarch, rather. I'm trying to concoct the words in my head that I'm supposed to use. And there's Eva fucking casting spells, staring at the door, waiting for us to come into existence. There's one of the dog guys, children. Oh shoot, I don't remember where that place was that I found. As of today, my mission remains obscure. The examination of Simon Kane, who is rumored to be a man of incredible longevity, may shake the very foundation of modern thanatology. Is thanatology a thing? Oh fuck, I just went out of it. Okay, let's keep up our notes. I'll keep the ones that I already have. Is thanatology a real thing? Death and the practices associated with it. Terminally ill. Okay. Fuck, I gotta go back to the right thing. Map. Remember all the keys. Oh, was it Z, Q? Q. That's right. may shake the very foundation of modern thanatology and challenge the existent notions of death itself. However, even if this underlying Leviathan proves to be more than a fairy tale, the mere confirmation of his existence won't suffice to prevent the powers that be from shutting our laboratory down. I need to figure out the most fruitful approach. Simon is a well-respected man, and if he mistakes my interest for effrontery, it would be a nigh impossible to convince him to help me break new ground in the field of human vitality. Today's quest, we don't got anything, so let's just go talk to Ava. Now we can look at things in the objects. Can't look at that. So the intro cutscene did show a clock, which I sort of recognize. Is in a black background. I can't reach that one. All right, let's talk to her. 6:11, the first day.
I had a feeling you would come.
Did the sounds from the outside wake you up too? There was a terrible groan, and something snapped loudly. Fell asleep so quickly I didn't even notice. It's like I fainted, so what are you talking about? I think the strangers in the backyard by the pond, they're unlikely to be planning mischief, but I have a bad feeling about this. I'm afraid to go out to them. I hope they go away soon and stop disturbing our sleep. Thanks for the hospitality. Sincerely hope you have everything you need because I'm very happy to have you here. Daniel, is it? Daniel. Tell me where your ruler Simon Kane lives. You willing to trade the company of a fascinated woman for that of a dreadful old man, even if he is a sorcerer? That is so sad. But Simon won't go anywhere. He always has been, always will be, even if the moon were to fall to the ground. Please stay with me a little longer. I couldn't even imagine the hospitality here, but who is waiting for me? I didn't notify old Barack of my arrival. I'm not even sure what made me take off for this place. Simon is a sorcerer. Did I hear you right? What is that the secret to his longevity? Yes, ask that. Are you in that much of a hurry? Do come around. The Canes are asleep now. Take your knockabout coat off. Have a rest in my bed. Let me warm your hands. You are so anxious to see Simon as though your life depended on it. My life. Yes, now that my laboratory is on the brink of destruction, my whole life's pursuit depends on that remarkable man. If he has really managed to live that long, then his tissues will help me defeat death. So that's the enemy that you've chosen for yourself. Isn't it hard? I don't think anyone has managed to defeat that evil yet. Millions of doctors defeated on a certain singular occasions, but my enemy is more fearsome. It is death itself rather than a singular case of death. Let's say this one. I don't understand. Just fucking shut up and tell me where he is. Okay. Can barely understand it myself. Could death only seem inevitable to us, but in reality be nothing more than the whim of the will that had shaped this world? That is the question. So where's the key to my victory? Canes live at the Crucible on Bridge Square. Can I offer you a piece of advice? Sure. Simon has two younger brothers. The eldest of the two, Georgie, is called the Judge by the locals. So one thing, they say that he is like known to live forever, but he has two brothers that are presumably not that far away in age as him. So how do they know that he's immortal? And doesn't it kind of break the... If he's supposed to be immortal, then him getting murdered is kind of defeating the whole idea of him being extraordinary. Like, they're implying that he would have lived forever if he hadn't have been killed. But how would they know that if he has two brothers that are the same ages? I don't know how I'd never noticed this until just a second, but that doesn't make any sense at all. Why does this guy, if he's so logical, believe that... Like, I'm sure that's probably part of the point, but like, what the fuck is that supposed to... How does anyone know that he's immortal? This is a town full of Like, there's only 2 doctors in the entire town. Okay, anyways. Get off my soapbox real quick. I'm not mad at the game or anything. It was just... so, the character should be questioning this. I feel like... At least if he was actually as smart as he claims to be, which I'm sure the game, like, all signs point towards this not making any sense. So I don't know why I didn't recognize that sooner, but just saying that out loud has totally put the pieces in my head as to what the fuck is going on. Why do people think, like, this is definitely a strange town. This is supposed to be like semi-modern day, or at least like past 100 years, maybe, right? I mean, there's microscopes, so I guess that could put it in like the 1800s, but no one really is dressing like it's the 1800s. This is like this seems like solidly 20th century at some point. I'm trying to think if I could... No one has any TVs. So maybe like post-war. I don't know. I'm just bullshitting. Simon has 2 younger brothers. The eldest of 2, Georgie, is called Judge. The Judge by the locals. Visit him first. He isn't asleep. He'll teach you how to speak with Simon. Teach you how to speak with Simon. What does that mean? The youngest of the 3 is Victor. His daughter Maria also wanted to see you. It's probably important. Was it she who knew about my arrival beforehand? Yes. She told me about it privately. Talking to her is no simple task. Maria is that kind of person. She puts on airs. But that's just how the Canes are. It was Maria who told me that she would help you defeat death. That's the precise wording. What a coincidence. She told me about it privately. Talking to her is no simple task. She's that kind of person. She puts on airs. Okay, I don't really know how she knew that we were coming, because she says, what a coincidence. Right? Was it she? Simon has 2? Yeah, okay. The youngest of the 3 is Victor. His daughter Maria also wanted to see you. It's probably important. Was it she who knew about my arrival beforehand? Yes, she told me about it privately. So she somehow knows. Okay, so we didn't even tell our friend. Thanks for the advice. Go and I'll prepare you for everything. I'll prepare everything for your return. Do come back after you speak to the Canes. They will probably do a lot of things that will puzzle you and put you on your guard. I will have some advice that may be of help to you if you need it. Okay, I'll come back. Okay, I'll tell her that I'll come back. And then it opens the map. We can see these things for some reason. That's where Maria is. This is where Simon is. Okay, so this is the first time that we see the map. First we see circles. This mansion, called the Stillwater, belongs to a single girl called Avion. An accidental midnight encounter provided me with a lovely companion and temporary lodging. So that's just explaining. So I think the circles just mean someone told us to... Someone mentioned this person, and it gives you a brief description of who, why, what their context is. So the mysterious Maria, Victor Kane's daughter, has been expecting my arrival for several days. She seems to know more about me than I do. Victor Kane's daughter. Mention of Victor Kane, Simon Kane's brother. Georgie, Simon Kane's brother. Simon, the man of improper longevity, is waiting here. I hope he sympathizes with my request. I only need a living. So it kind of seems like the handprint might be like a primary objective, and then The circle might be because she told us to come back after we talk. Okay, fine. So yes, time did not pass while we were talking. That's good to know that we can always do that. It's these two who I don't need to talk to because they're just tutorials. Let's go talk to these guys. They got a cutscene. I forgot about that. It's interesting. So I'm still not sure, but I think those guys, the guy on the left, are they the bulls? Are they like a race of people that they're harvesting for food? Let's talk to him. What do you want? This ain't your business. What is this creature? An odong. Duh. That's what all of them cattle breeders look like. Okay, so they're cattle breeders. Crude and unshapely and unfinished, don't you know? Wherever you came from, intruder. Okay, it's you who are intruding, go away. I think that's... I clicked on that and I think he started to fight me. Yes, I'm a visitor from this town. Who could have thought it's home to such creatures? He doesn't care. The worm feels sick. Head packed, blood boiling, belly freezing. Let the worm warm up. Let him take a rest. Don't touch us. We're dangerous. Apparently he smells. Okay. So I guess just taking a stroll. Guess I can't get them to leave by talking. What happens if I go in the water? That's pretty self-explanatory, but okay. Let's go talk to Victor and Georgie. That's the names. First of all, Super Ops Canes. Yes, I knew this. So we got Canes, Victor, Immortal. No, wait, no, that's Simon. Simon, Victor, Georgie, I think that's how you spell it, Maria. Okay. The game isn't really stuttery so far, so that's nice. Makes it a little bit nicer to watch while I'm actually playing it. At least it's less, it feels like. It definitely does feel a little jittery still. This is the wrong one. I think this is Victor's. Yeah, Simon's brother. So we'll go here first and have the crazy news broken to us that the immortal man has died, and we're not allowed to see him. Okay, so this is Georgie.
In growing old, we become more foolish and more wise.
Most venerable doctor, it is with great impatience that we have been expecting you. You need not delve into the minutiae of your business with us, since our family is well acquainted with your scholarly work. We are also quite aware of the difficulties you are experiencing and well prepared to do our utmost to support you. It hurts me all the more to be the one to inform you that Simon, my consanguineous brother, the creator, keeper, and embodiment of all that surrounds us, has been murdered. I can't believe it. It cannot be. My brother was murdered last night under the strangest of circumstances, but For all the mystery surrounding his death, I'd rather eschew the notion that his departure was connected with whoever had visited Simon that evening. The visitor is a man of laudable rectitude and an old friend of our family. That there are witnesses to testify that he and Simon did nothing but converse. Who is it? Someone that you know quite well. The man whom my brother saw last night was your colleague, Isidore Barak. Was he not the very person to advise you to come here as well? I would have told you that I'd been brought here by the hand of fate not so long ago, a naive man that I was. What does that mean? Would have told you that I'd been brought here by the hand of fate not so long ago, and I guess I don't really know what that means. Yes, that's an easier answer. Isidore has done more than he thinks. I have a lingering feeling that time itself is using uncontestable powers to further its own intentions. What do you think? I'm no fatalist, and categories like time, nature, and fate deprive man of responsibility for what goes on around him. I was taught to avoid this world, do you? Let's just say that. Could be that my mind is clouded by sorrow, but I cannot escape the feeling that your arrival was no coincidence. Your choice was made for you, Doctor. My dear Doctor. Let us not blame fate for it. Isidore wrote to you without making us aware. He took a risk that could have displeased our family. Why do you speak of the word fate with such disgust? I prefer the word time, in a fatalistic sense of the notion, of course. So, could be my mind is clouded by sorrow, but I cannot escape the feeling that your arrival is no coincidence. Your choice was made for you. Let's not blame fate for it. He prefers the word time. So fatalism is like the idea that everything is already decided, and like it's essentially fate that causes things to happen, rather than like free will or whatever. I mean, I think you can be a compatibilist free will person, but I don't remember exactly how it's different than determinism. I think determinism is like they're definitely similar. I don't exactly remember what the difference is, but fatalism is definitely like the idea that everything has a specific fate and that there's not really any way to change it. For the word time, in a fatalistic sense of the notion, of course. So Simon wasn't aware I would come. Okay, so none of the family had any idea that we were coming. It was just their family friend that told us about it and told us to come. Even though you were uncertain of when you would arrive, my brother was looking forward to meeting you. Oh, even though we were uncertain of when you would arrive, my brother was looking forward to meeting you. The tragedy may have been a consequence of the actions he took in preparation for your arrival. Someone has taken a powerful piece from the chessboard, a piece upon which your position here depended. It is doubly... So she's basically saying that someone's pulling the strings. It is doubly regrettable that Simon was playing on your side. So you presume the queen knew of the blow and sacrificed itself for a pawn. Okay, so he's talking about chess in chess terminology. The queen knew of the blow and sacrificed itself for a pawn, but why? She's saying that Simon sacrificed himself for us. Either that, or he's saying that the enemy is the queen and sacrificed... That wouldn't make sense either, would it? He's saying that Simon sacrificed himself in order to save us. Let's ask this because I'm interested. To grant you victory over death, was it not your ultimate aspiration? To help you, Simon seems to have played a very dangerous game with fate itself. He went out of his way to provide you with a body of evidence. If that is indeed so, I feel obliged. Do you want to help us, Doctor? Find the murderer for us. My brother Victor, who is in the wing next door, would share some of his thoughts on the matter. Help us and reward will not disappoint you. And the reward will not disappoint you. Okay. Indeed, it seems there are too many coincidences. Your brother's murder can just as well be called the murder of Bachelor Dinkovsky. I will help you in every way I can. So he's just saying that I'm fucked if I don't help you. I need some time to get my act together. I suspect you are not aware that these developments render my whole life work null and void. We'll be positive in these trying times, dude. Sorry, pal, you're the protagonist of a video game, so you're fucked. I am convinced that if there's anyone at all that can help us solve this puzzle, then it is you. The mission calls for someone as astute and inventive as yourself. If Isidore was an instrument of fate, then Simon's murder is a message. Okay, hold on. If Isidore was an instrument of fate, so the family friend, then Simon's murder is a message that fate intended for you personally. Do not think I am inclined to blame you for that. I am not. So he's basically saying that Simon sacrificed. This is shit that I did not pick up on at all when I don't know what's wrong with my reading comprehension, but I have to like read slowly through things multiple times in order to understand what the fuck is going on, because holy fuck, I did not really understand what he was saying at all the first time. But anyway, we're on the same page now. I got it. How do you plan to look for the murder? I think also I just needed to like immerse myself in this game's writing a little bit, because I totally like this type of writing is so obtuse and dense. I mean, it's not like insanely dense, but it's dense enough that first of all, it's translated, so that doesn't help. But it's also trying to be like super cryptic. So we're chilling. We're figuring it out. I need to take like detailed notes about who is what and all that shit. How do you plan to look for the murderer? We will take our own measures. The only thing I expect from you is to be yourself. Do only what you think is required. Whatever you find out, whatever you do, whatever your day turns into, everything is a clue to the solution of this puzzle. I repeat, everything that is happening here is happening on your account. Yeah, sure. Cool. Okay, we got an updated map now. This is where Victor lives. Youngest of the three Kane brothers. He could tell me more about Simon's manner of death. And then Maria. Awesome. Okay. We're chilling. Let's create a new note. We're just gonna. So we'll just say. Who's the family friend? Victor thinks that Simon sacrificed himself in order to save us from the powers that be. Chess metaphor. Cool. Georgie Maria, and then I think, because it says his name on the house, right? Is it this one? Sticky's house. Katerina and Alex Subarov. Stamington's Pub. I think it's this house, but it's not letting me highlight it right now. God, what is this fucking name, man? It's not Subarov, right? Subarov is one of the other families. Whatever, we'll figure it out. I'm not gonna punch one of the few people that we're allied with. Okay, let's save here. We're gonna have a lot. How many saves do I have already? 22nd of December. A long time ago, probably when I was like 19 when I first tried to play this game. All right, let's go talk to Georgie, my boy. So he's the monarch looking guy, Victor. Victor Simon. Okay, here's Georgie. He does look like the youngest one.
It's like something is pulling my strings.
Wait, no, this is Victor. Sorry, Georgie is the one that we talked to first. The famous Dr. Dinkovsky. Your arrival is a great honor for us. Victor Kane at your service. Daniel Dinkovsky at yours. I foresee that the things that have become ordinary for us will probably make you feel uncomfortable and disturbed. I would like to compensate for that impression. You know, our small community has fallen out of the loop. Time leaves us behind. What do you mean? I mean the traditions, games that we play with passion will most likely be of no interest to you. Games we play with passion. The people you meet here may seem eccentric, naive, or even somewhat deranged. Please take it easy on us. Don't judge us too strictly. Well, that's fucking nice of you to say, you fucking elitist dickhead. You're like a rich fucking guy and you're being like, whoa, the people that live here are fucking stupid and naive and weird. I hope I will be able to work in the atmosphere of mutual trust.
I fear that Simon's death is a symbolic event.
How can I help you? Georgie told me everything, which is to say he's told me very little, but it was enough to astound me. He maintains that you can provide a more detailed account. So have you agreed to help us? Yes. May I ask why? The killer's goal seems to align astonishingly well with the goals of those who have been waging war against my work for years. We share a tragedy. I want to exact vengeance upon the one that robbed me of my work and of a future. I want to solve a puzzle. I even like having so little information. It's a challenge to my intellect. Play the character will say this. I'm prepared to answer any questions you may have. He sent Isidore home. Isidore Barak, that's who it is. I need to fucking write that shit down. He sent Isidore home. Then an hour later, he came to this hall to see us. He announced his plans to withdraw to the Focus. The Focus, what is that? And receive no one. He told us not to approach the Focus and to fast for a week. So he wouldn't have been able to receive us anyways. Partaking of neither meat nor water, then in the morning he was found dead. How was he found? Could he have been poisoned? Why no meat or water? Let's ask how he was found. Isidore Barak. Do not fucking forget that name. I wish I could tab out, but it like closes the dialogue box. The servants discovered him in the morning. Also the Focus. Servants discovered him in the morning. The room had been ransacked. Everything that was breakable had been broken. His disfigured, contorted body bore signs of terrible suffering. His neck was twisted, his spine broken, I think. No one has touched the body. It is currently inside the Focus and will remain there for the prescribed amount of time. What is this Focus place? It's hard to explain. It's a study, if you will. An extraordinarily spacious, creative laboratory. Almost near perfectly sealed off, except for the door that was visible at all times. Metaphorically speaking. I don't understand. It's like an equation or a mirror puzzle. Anyway, the murderer could not have been hiding in there. Take my word for it. Well, Simon did get in there somehow. He could perform far more impressive feats. There's a reason why the whole town revered him. That's if you want a good tell that someone's not a murderer, they speak about someone in the present tense when they're dead. There's a fucking ladybug that just flew on my secondary monitor. I guess that doesn't really matter since I'm not using that one. There's a fuck ton of ladybugs around here lately. I think because it's winter and they can sense the warmth. Anyhow. Alright. What can I do to help you? Tell me honestly, dear Victor, did Simon exist at all? See, this is a good question to ask, because everything is pointing to him not existing. He died in a place that seemingly is a metaphor. We can't look at the body. I do remember asking this, though, in my first stream. Bravo, Doctor. There is indeed a spark of genius to you. Alas. Yes, he did. Alas. That is... I play crosswords, and it's always... there's always alas as, like... I didn't realize it actually means, like... It's like an exasperated, like, unfortunately, basically. Alas. What's the place that he... Isidore Barak is who we have to remember. The Focus, that's right, okay. The Focus. It's not that I would benefit from his death. Alas. For that would be too simple an explanation. Simon well and truly did exist. That is exactly what's left everyone in disarray. It was so hard for them to accept his existence that the thought of his demise is now driving them mad. You are all his heirs. Wouldn't you all benefit from his death? Didn't the old man rather overstay his welcome in the world? I don't know if that makes sense, but this is kind of like a passive-aggressive finger point. We'll ask it. His death is a challenge to our continued existence. We are neither insane nor suicidal. Who do you suspect? Just take a look around. Trust your intuition. Do whatever you like. Speak to whoever you feel the need to. Look for the murderer, doctor, and you will find them. Keep looking till the last breath. I'm sure your rational thinking will help you. So Isidore is the only lead. How can I find him? Who among the townsfolk can help me with this? I'll show you, but you must be careful. Simon's murderer, whoever they are, could not be an ordinary person. I can't imagine them even being a person. I fear it could only be fate, wearing the guise of a mysterious monster. I'll be careful. Okay, yeah, there's where Isidore lives. I knew that was his house. Awesome. Talk to him again.
The true way to be deceived.
We cannot. There's a clock here. Alright, so... let's make sure the game is actually paused. Isidore Barak. He's our friend who recommended we see Simon, mutual friend of the Canes, also murdered. That's what we know about Isidore. I want to change this to Victor. That was actually Georgie. What did we learn from Victor? Victor just told us. Victor didn't really tell us anything new. Let's go talk to Maria. Can't open that. Some of these things we can order. Open, I mean. Oh yeah, the study. What was it called? God, I fucking already forgot, dude. Shit. It's not the spectacle. Oh, whatever, we'll write it down. Simon was murdered in his study that is apparently a puzzle to access. There is only one entrance, but it is evidently metaphorical. He was... Oh, we should say Simon was going to retire to his study and fast unbothered for 10 days. Excellent. Now let's go talk to this lady. So Victor is sort of a professor looking guy. Georgie looks like a fucking monarch. I don't remember what Maria looks like. There's a wooden sword here. We don't want to sleep. I'm just checking for containers that contain tradable things. We need to buy guns. Oh yes, you have the
below the ground.
You have the iron
For many
nipples.
years, we were burying the bones wrong.
That's a weird thing to say. You resemble an adventurer rather than a doctor. How is it that you know me? That's a good question. I saw you in a dream. Don't flatter yourself. My desires have nothing to do with that. So she did actually sort of prove that she was correct, because she should not have known who we are, but she talked to Ava about us. So potentially actually clairvoyant. I don't know how else she would know who we are if only Isidore knew that we were coming, presuming that Isidore didn't tell her, right? Because the rest of the family doesn't know that we're coming, at least according to the dialogue that we've been taking for granted. I don't want to take everything for granted if this is supposed to be a murder mystery, but presumably it's not a murder mystery for the entire game, but who knows? Don't flatter yourself. My desires have nothing to do with that. I assume she's being horny. I simply saw you take us all by the throat. That's cruel words. Yeah. But also honest. What's so bad about it anyway? The strong manipulate the weak when they want to. Then it is all in my hands.
Why can't I move on my own?
Okay. Now listen closely. The time for collusion, secrets, and alliances has come. I'm going to ask something of you. I am not used to that. I'm used to holding the reins. But you are not harnessed. So it would be unacceptable to address you in this manner. I find solace in the fact that my requests will be welcome with you. It fits the style of your venture. Okay, so she's saying that she's used to controlling other people because she's from a powerful family. But because we're the fucking free-thinking player character, she can't do that to us. That's good thinking. I just tapped my head as if you could see me do it, but I'm not an adventurer and my job is no venture. I hope it never becomes one. Yes, you'd better be polite. I don't take kindly to orders. I am a creature of liberty. Sure, I'll say this. I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be rude to the video game characters. I apologize if my words come across as mangled and silly. I truly am not used to asking, but the nature of my request demands complete and selfless humility. Just imagine me begging and kneeling, and believe me, I do feel that way. No need to kneel. What did you want to talk to me about? Or we can say something horny. Let's not do that. Today's death was the first, but it won't be the last. Simon has opened the score of irreplaceable victims. Soon their number will multiply. I beg you to preserve the lives of several people when the lines of their fortune cross yours. Before any of them dies, there will be a moment when you will be able to intervene. I know that for a fact. Okay, she's just gonna explain to us that we need to save the people. Who? That doesn't matter. What was destined to happen will happen. You can be whatever you want to be, but not a coward choosing to hear no evil and run away from reality. I will give you a list of those I know of. Those people are bound to you. What in the world is going on here? Are you trying to flirt with me? Bound. There is a tight spring of power within each of these people. Each of them can break the routine and human existence and become something greater. They are standing on the verge of their humanity, gazing into the realm where they could serve a different, higher purpose without even knowing it. Moreover, you are bound to make the leap in one way or another. That's why we call them simply the bound. But how is their fate bound to mine? Do you say my victory depended on them? How? Is this how I win the game? I don't know. I'm not a mistress yet. The future is not as clear to me as I would prefer, but I can feel the present. I can already distinguish a dubious guess from the pulse of the precise knowledge devoid of words and images. Holy fuck, what does that sentence mean? I can already distinguish a dubious guess from the pulse of the precise knowledge devoid of words and images. So she can already get kind of an answer from an unclear picture, I think, is what she's saying. These people are bound to you. Your lives are connected. I wouldn't have asked you to take care of them otherwise. Are you clairvoyant or something? I mean, she fucking... It seems like she is. But playing the character would be this one, so I'll say it. Ah, yes, you haven't been told, have you? It didn't even cross my mind that someone may be unaware of my abilities. No one here dares doubt them, for they are evident, yes. The mistress of every ruling house possesses special abilities. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't remember reading that part. I am learning to see the future and transform the present. The fact offers your words a different degree of authenticity. Forgive me, but I don't believe you. Will you comply with my request? Will you save the lives of these people I name to you? Answer me before going back to Ava. If it's truly within my power, I'll do my best. How do you know that Ava asked me to come back? No. I need to go back to the capital as soon as possible, and I always follow my principles. There'll be no exceptions. We'll just say yes, because that's the whole fucking point of the game, I would assume. We're metagaming. Mark Immortal. I still don't know if I ever found where he is. The rest of these people I did. Georgie, Victor. Okay. Andre, we found him. Pete. Or wait, no, we found Peter. But Andre, I found his place not that long. I just never actually went there. Mario, so of course you put yourself on the fucking list, you selfless mistress. Ava, and then Mark Immortal. Mark Immortal. Alright, you got anything else to say?
I often feel like someone's looking at us from the other side.
We, the Canes, have always been out of touch with mundane reality. We are driven by love. Love can be furious, funny, and blind, but there's never a need to make excuses for it, is there? What exactly did you see in that dream of yours? The one that had to do with me? Yeah, that's the only thing that we can ask. A truly terrifying battle is ahead of you. If no one has ever told you about your fate, I will be the first. You must know that I admire you in advance, regardless of the outcome. You will fight a foe that few can defeat. Is this a prophecy? This is a prophecy. You will clash with your foe like a dragon slayer, but your weapon will turn against you, striking at the heart. You will end up with your own flesh torn. Every drop of blood you squeeze out of that heart will turn into a gulp of yours. You will clash with your foe like a dragon slayer, but your weapon will turn against you. Striking at the heart, you will end up with your own flesh torn. Every drop of blood you squeeze out of that heart will turn into a gulp. What does that mean? If your foe escapes you, penetrates you, or saddles you, you will hear malicious laughter in your ears, and my crestfallen weeping. So it's about the murderer. Well, I will make them regret your tears, whoever they are. He who laughs last laughs best. Yeah, I don't think it matters. Okay. Oh, do not save game. Okay, so we'll say Maria appears to be clairvoyant. And then we'll put in parentheses, she seems to know what our purpose is without telling her. We'll just say she gave us the list of the bound, which is a capital letter. Anything else? What she said something. She also implied we will be double-crossed. That's true. That's the other important thing that I sort of gathered from that conversation. Okie dokie. Hey, you guys are back. There are all kinds of people here, simple folk, unremarkable ones. Former will tell you more than they know, the latter know way more than they're ever going to let out. Keep a close eye on them, your victory depends on it. Who are the remarkable people? There are 20-something of them, easily distinguished by their lodgings or their presence. They're called many names: the bound, the fated, the adherents, the Gobos Tagler, the town circle. Simon preferred their company to any other. Is that a sect or something? No. There used to be a pagan game called Tagler. A roundelay of sorts. A Tagler means a kin circle, and Gobo is the character from a local epic. Okay. I kind of want to write this down, but I don't really know how it's relevant. Some of them don't even know one another. Gobos Tagler. Tagler means a kin circle, and Gobo is a character. Maybe I should just grab like a notebook and write some things so I remember to actually type them up. Be right back, I'll do that. Alright, wow. Now that I don't have... Or now that I'm not a student anymore, I don't have any fucking notebooks around my house. Okay. Gobos. Tagler. Pagan game. Tagler. Kin circle. Gobo. Character from local epic. And that is interesting that it's from a local epic, because the game seems to imply, or well, I guess the entire game is sort of framed around like theater and theatrical shit, right? Like the game opens with a stage. I think I've mentioned this before, but everything seems kind of theatrical. And they talk about fate like it's like something is written for it, which kind of is true. That's how video games work too, when they're narrative based. Some of them don't. Okay, wait, I was reading from here. And so the people that Simon was interested in the most are called the Gobos Tagler. Some of them don't even know one another. Simon called his pals that. How did Simon choose them? Because it is they that will decide the fate of this town. Don't be distracted by the fact that some of them look significant or disreputable. Insignificant or disreputable. They will earn their worth. You just give them time. They're the most important joints of the town. Why are you telling me this? Each day, one of them will try death by the tooth. Each will put their life at risk, and each one that dies is important. Some of them may take the keys to victory to the grave. Mind that the keys are yours, while the grave is theirs. Others will do the opposite. Don't waste your chance to condemn someone who may get in your way. How do you know what is helpful and what gets in their way? Dropping you more hints would be cheating. Shutting up now. Allow me to conclude then. Each bound you save will influence the finale of your adventure. Each of them has their own goals and motives. It may happen that those who seek a different ending survive, and then, well, you'll be warned. Okay, so some people may be plotting against us, is what he's saying. Whatever, well, we won't be super incredulous for no reason. Suck to you. There's something in particular we feel the urge to warn you about. When you speak to the bound, please choose your words carefully. Do not worry, you will easily be able to make out what kind of a person is standing before you, an observant man that you are. So use that skill when dealing with the bound. Some of them are indeed worth insulting, whereas others need to be treated with utmost respect. If I ever engage in conversations with someone, it won't be for personal gain. Each conversation will bring you a small profit depending on the outcome, of course. How small a profit? A handful of money. It's not a dialogue fee, don't get me wrong. Never refuse to take small sums of money from the bound, but that would not belittle you in any fashion, but rather it would demonstrate that you appreciate the local customs. How so? It's a symbolic Godspeed. The heftier the sum, the better your luck is supposed to become. So conversations get more profitable as your reputation goes up. Esteemed bachelor, I see. I don't know if that means if I pick the right things that it gives me more money, or if I just get more reputation. I'm not sure what exactly. Empty bottles are required, so we need to get some empty bottles. Okay. There's one. 2 empty bottles. Take some of that. Okay. So we've spoken to pretty much everyone. We want to go here now, where Isidore is supposed to live. Maybe when we're down here, we'll try and check out this place, because I've never seen it before. And it looks fucking gigantic on the map, so... Curiosity kills the cat or whatever, but I want to see it. We'll hit the save scum just to check it out. It's probably gonna be locked, but... It ain't no thing. What's up, bro? Anything I can do for you? Tell me about... What's the termitary? 2 massive buildings in the eastern part of Earth. The termitary marks the district's border. Beyond that, there's only the abattoir and then the steppe itself. People do not belong there. Why? It's not a people place. Someone has to work there, right? Some folk do. The steppe people. The butchers. That's way outside of your area of expertise, believe me. That's interesting. Cool. I don't know if I got that dialogue before. The steppe, which is both a place and a people. Okay, here's the drunk guy. The homeless, I guess. Carisser. Oh, how ferocious Mother Nature is. 'Tis her wrath that has to be withstood. Oh, friend, if only I could whet my whistle. This is supposed to be W-H-E-T. Not W-E-T. Anyways. I'll gladly give you anything on this earth in exchange for a gulp of chilly spring water. You have your water and I'll have my bandages. So we give him... What? Fuck. Price is 5. So I don't have enough. What if I just give it to him anyways? Well, we'll try that again when we have 5 bottles. Am I going the right way? Kind of. Need to make sure I turn left after 3 houses. Alright. That's right, this game has lots of downtime. 1, 2... I assume that I gave him literally all my water, yeah. He's doing the Slavic squat. Oh, that's also a well. This is the town hall. Yeah. I don't exactly... I totally did a mind blank there. I don't have much to say other than doing Demon Souls was pretty fun. Playing through that game. Except for trying to do King a lot by fat rolling. I was like super close to not having to fat roll. I just decided to go for it. Anyways. And it wasn't a good idea, and I ended up taking the gauntlets off to finish up the game. So I could just light roll. Nothing in there. Alright, his house is this one over here. This map is not right. I mean, I know you're gonna get turned back because I've already done this part of the game, so... What happens if I go this way? No, you can't go that. Not this way either. I mean, this is his house. Alright, here we go. This should be it. Oh my god, he's dead too. This guy we should... But canonically, we should actually know that this person actually exists. So... There is this. A foul murder occurred here this night. No authorized access allowed. Inspecting the crime scene is strictly forbidden until further notice. Who was killed? Well, you're not a local, sir, so you're unlikely to understand the loss we've suffered. Isidore Barak, a great surgeon, a benefactor to us all, and an all-around skilled doc, an outstanding man, beloved and well-respected by us locals. Does it really always have to take the very best? What a foul time to live in. I knew him. I'm a doctor too. Whoever killed our only doc must surely be looking to get us all killed. Isidore could cure anything. He also knew how to make cuts or incisions, because he was a warden. He knew his lines all right. Like I said, it all makes sense. Whoever killed Simon took Isidore's life too. And this is merely the beginning. What makes you think the two cases are connected? Well, who would have the heart to attack such men? If you had asked me yesterday, I'd have told you no one would dare inflict such an ugly wound on this town. But if there is someone, it has to be just that, someone. Although it looks fishy if you ask me, that thing was no man. That's what I think. Explain. See, this murderous deal is all mysterious. There was a talon stuck in the victim's chest. Go ahead, bend your arm at the elbow, good sir. Yeah, like that. There you go. That's how long it was. It broke off. There was dust on the floor. For the deceased had been a renowned stepwalker. There was dust on the floor, for the deceased had been a renowned stepwalker. And the dust was all covered in hoof steps and the like, traces of a sharp bone, I guess. As if someone was using a walking stick round there. I'm telling you, it's her, that Shabnak Adir. The clay man-eater. Shabnak Adir. Sorry, I'm writing this down. And then we'll say Isidore killed by large talon, someone with a cane. I want to inspect the building. We've been assigned to this post by Alexander, the head of the Subarov family. His house is in decline right now, but it's still powerful and very much respected. For it is they that's been responsible for maintaining worldly order and public safety in the town since the olden days. Please kindly address your concerns to him. There's their rod. You just take that road up there and get to the Cape. As for me, I'm not authorized to let you in. Should have said so from the start. Alright, so then we gotta go talk to Isidore. Or, sorry, the Subarovs. Governor devoid of any real authority and his dying wife. That's a nice description. Okay. Let's save the game here, and then we're gonna go check out this place. Oh, also we need to update our journal. We'll make this one like the lore. Go boss. Tagler. some kind of game the locals play, and then we'll say Gobo, or sorry, Tagler, Kin Circle, Gobos, character from local epic. That's what we said. Okay. What Simon called his friends, likely the characters we talked to in game. Okay, and then we'll say surprise, Isidore died. The guard won't let me in, but says he was killed by an arm-length Talon, and there are footprints with a cane at the scene. The guard also attributes the murder to holy fuck, I did not write this very well. Shabnak Adir, I think. Which sounds like a local legend. Okay. That works for me. Let's go see this place. Wow. It is big. It says the Texas Longhorns logo on it. What do you sell? Oh, he sells food. There are fucking places that sell food. Let's fucking go, dude. I was fucking searching so hard for a place that gives me food. I guess that makes sense, since this is presumably the place where like food is produced. Is there a door? Jesus, this place is fucking massive. There's a fence here. I don't see the door though. I can walk in here. Does this count as a door? No, of course not. Music changed very suddenly. Let's try and go. Well, wait, hold on. What is the first block? The abattoir, second block. I guess like maybe all the meat stores are just localized really close to this thing. There are people guarding it. Okay. None of them seem interested in talking to me. All right. Well, we'll go whatever this place is. This is kind of scary, to be honest. All right. Well, that was certainly a thing that I've never seen before. This looks fucking depressing as hell, dude. This looks like something out of Half-Life 2. We'll try and make it to the other side. See if there's anything on that thing to interact with. And then we'll reload because I don't think I got a single piece of information out of this so far. That will actually help me. I'm sure this will become a place we have to go to at some point. It would be hilarious. Honestly, it would be freaky as fuck if all these places just never get explained in the course of playing this game. And there's just the fucking polyhedron, the fucking butcher capital, brutalist building. Look at this fucking thing, dude. It goes out of render distance. It's so fucking big. Whoa. There actually is a fucking mountainous, dude. Jesus. Got a fucking rodeo right here. Alright, let's go around this way. Oh yeah, there's an entrance here. There's a train that leads out of it. This looks fucking cool, dude. What the fuck is this? Sorry if that noise jump scares you. Oh yeah, you know. Just the train tracks that lead to a dead end. You know how it is. I get the sense that this is supposed to be a veneer of, Oh, there's an actual cow. Holy fuck. I haven't seen an actual cow yet. This is cool. This is actually, like, mapped out correctly. Apparently there's a building over this way. I'm sorry if this is just a waste of time, but my urge to figure out what the fuck this place is. There's another entrance here. What the fuck? This isn't just a fence, it's like a... It's like a transportation system, dude. There's something out here. Could try going in here again, but I think it's just gonna be another dead end. Yeah, it definitely is. Let's not bother. I'll eat my fucking shorts if it actually fucking does something. We can't go in here. Can't interact with anything in there. Okay. Well, let's see what this building is and then I'll reload. I love mysteries, dude. Oh shit. This is a game that absolutely feels fucking inhabited by something. It's creepy. Okay. This is fucking freaky as hell, dude. Huh. Well, I did kind of want to try to go out of bounds and see what happens, but I think I've sated my curiosity for the time being. Is this the right load? That did not look like where I was. No, this is not the right one. What happened to my save files? October 10th of November. Okay, so this is, I guess these are, yeah, these are quick saves. That's why it's, I forgot that that was a thing. There's us, dude. Drawn in anime style. Where we're fucking 19 feet tall and look like we're fucking 14 years old. Alright, let's go talk to Big Dog at the Rod. And we'll call it a night. I know he's gonna go tell us to go talk to that one lady who massages our rationalist fucking ego. But last time I did this, I didn't talk to the person who I really should have, which is his wife, who lives in the room that is separated from the rest of the house for some reason. You know, like married people have. They're happily married. Just, they're doing fine. Sup, Big Dog?
This Haruspex is trying to prove his innocence. It's a no-go.
Okay, so he thinks the Haruspex is guilty, which is the other character that you can play as. So, I finally get to see you. Yes, you really do look like a messenger of sorrowful times. In any case, welcome to the Rod. Our meeting is quite significant in a way, facing the changes with open eyes and taking their first blow is my duty. Do you think we're on the verge of an especially unhappy era? No grim events have clouded our existence since last summer. The country has cured its war wounds. Commercial communications have been repaired. Astrologists expect nothing ill. Do you hold astrologists' opinions in high regard? Okay, so this kind of confirms that this is like post-war Russia, right? I mean, I assume this is supposed to be Russia. I guess it could be fucking literally anywhere. Eurocentric, probably. But I, like... God, I don't know. Everyone has Russian last names. That could just be because this is made by Russians. Excuse me. Sometimes I have to. Are you an astrologist? I'm a ruler. Astrology can be very curious, but I cannot allow it to influence my decisions. I have to act according to factual circumstances. Would you agree? Definitely.
I've got a firm hand.
So you've come to meet with Simon, have you? What can I do for you now? I was actually invited by Isidore, so I came to meet with him first and foremost, but now it turns out you have weapons. Who are the people guarding Isidore's house? Why are you giving me that look as if Simon's death was my fault? Let's say this. He's been murdered, yes. I guess he cut us off? Is that what the ... means? Or we're hesitating, I guess. He's been murdered, yes. Looks like the murderer is always one step ahead of you, doesn't it? The same one that took Simon's life too, at least. That's the conclusion suggested by the information at my disposal. Same pattern, same signature. Okay, so that's... Simon was murdered the same way as Isidore. That seems important. Who did it? Were there any traces? Look, I haven't been there myself. I'm quite content with interrogating suspects, especially since we already know who we're after. You can join the hunt, by the way. I can describe his features. Total impartiality is my motto. Who is it then? You wouldn't believe it. His own son. The fellow came back after being away for quite a while. His father had... His son? Who is his son? Unless he's talking about Isildur's son. The fellow came back after being away for quite a while. His father had sent him to study surgery when he was but a greenhorn. Quite a lot he has learned, huh? A wandering scholar turned evil to the bone. So he's blaming the Horospex, right? Isn't that what he said? Is that Horospex Simon's son? All of that just to grab the inheritance. Or it's Isildur. It's Isildur's son. How did you figure that out? In all honesty, it's hard to explain that to an outsider like you. Do you believe in such things as clairvoyance, Bachelor? No. Well, you should get to know my wife then, or better yet, those who have already had opportunities to witness the power of her prophecies. Former doubters, first and foremost. Rationalists. She's got something to say to you too, by the way. Your wife called out Isildur's son specifically? Okay, so we'll say... Alex Subarov blames Isildur's son, quotation, how respects, question mark. Okay, I don't know how to spell that. Former doubters, first and foremost. Rationalists. She's got something to say to you too, by the way. So your wife called out his son specifically. Do you have a rationalist in town? Except for me, that is. Not specifically, no, but it all adds up. And the circumstances of Simon's death make you wonder too. Isildur's son arrived here last night. The timing speaks against him. It even matches the time it takes to get from the Crucible to Isildur's house. So I assume if we would take his character, he would still blame us. Because we did the same thing. That's not enough. I'll have to take the investigation into my own hands. Is there someone who can be of help to me apart from your wife? I think he's trying to lead us to the other girl. There are a few good analysts in our town. Everyone is more or less superstitious here, except for one Yulia. Perhaps a most level-headed and reasonable person. The only person to remain skeptical about Katarina's talents, too. Without a shadow of a doubt, she has her own picture of events. She always does. Who is it? She came here with an engineering team when the town was being rebuilt. Did logistics... or maybe communications, I'm not sure. They said she's a true expert in her field. Smart, yes, a polymath. Then the team left, but she stayed. She has my respect, but not my fondness. Okay. Yulia, we'll say a skeptic. Came when the town was rebuilt. And she's skeptical of his wife.
They say hitting hard is a good enough start.
Who are the people guarding his house? Those are my volunteer patrolmen. We usually keep around 20 of them, but I've increased the number recently to around a half or so. What does that mean, a half? Why do you need so many? There's unrest in the Termitary. If I weren't certain that Isidore has been murdered by his son, I would never even consider the crime to be politically motivated. Isidore was preparing to take over the kin and become its leader, at least according to the information that I have. What is the kin? The steppe people who work in the abattoir. Many of the factory workmen. So those are like the slave people, the one that we found next to Eva's house. An ignorant patriarchal pile that hasn't changed much since the Stone Age. They look human enough, but if you look closer, they're just beasts. Believe me when I'm telling you that I am not snobbish in the slightest bit. There's a good reason to call them that. Isidore has always had the air of a person untouched by civilization. I see. I don't think you're aware of the fact that Isidore came to me last night just after he had returned. He warned me that there were some ominous events ahead of us. I took that as an unofficial warning about his upcoming takeover. So you took measures? Evidently, I mobilized the patrols. I see what you're implying, Bachelor, but I'm not insane. Engineering Isidore's murder. As a matter of fact, a strong, independent kin under Isidore's rule would have been way more useful to me. Okay, so Alex was told by Isidore of ominous events. Alex interpreted it as a foreshadow of a power grab. Got it. Because that would weaken the power of the Honorable Vladislav Olgimsky, who's pocketed the economy of the whole town. He'd rather see the kin as a dumb and speechless herd. And come to think of it, well, I'm sure you understand where I'm going with this. That would weaken the power of the Honorable. As a matter of fact, a strong independent kin under Isidore's rule would have been way more useful. Oh, that's what he said last. That would weaken the power of the Honorable Olgimsky. Okay. He wants to weaken the Olgimskys. Yeah, this is precisely what Georgie warned me about. Oh, that ends the conversation. Well, I should never fucking choose the last one. This is the clock that we saw in the opening cutscene. I do think he was in it too. Let's go talk to your wife. You did a terrible job of telling me where that is. Oh yeah, let's write what we've learned so far. Okay, so so we learned about Alexander Suvorov now. Suvorovs. Alexander, leader of police. Is it Katerina that we're going to talk to? And then Yulia is more like an independent person. Yulia. Skeptic who came to help rebuild the town after the war. Doesn't believe in Katarina's clairvoyance or any. Yeah, we'll just say that. Clairvoyance. Alex suspects Isidor's. How do you spell Isidore? I think it is like this. Son as the killer. Although he thinks it is a power grab over the, is it the kin? To gain his inheritance. Alex would have preferred Isidore as a tool, or like as a competitive, I don't know how to spell competitive, asset against the old Gimskis. Jesus. Okay, there's a lot in this fucking game, dude. Let's go talk to Katarina. I really hope that's her name, or else I look like a fool. Spider Woman.
It's true. The girl has proven that she's a saint, not a killer.
The only proper way for a duel to end is with the death of one of the fighters. That is what battles are supposed to be. Any conflict has two sides, inevitably turn into a battle of goods and evil. I never liked the black and white mentality. I'm not speaking metaphorically or metaphysically. I'm talking about a very particular battle. You are one of the combatants, Bachelor Dankovsky. Do you favor good or evil? I favor winning. Spoken like a true warrior. I truly wish you victory, Bachelor, even though I doubt there can be a victory at all in this battle. So wait, she's one of the clairvoyant people of the family, of each of the families, right? Because God, it's not Mary. The kinda. I guess the A at the end means it's the feminine version of whatever her last name is. Maria kinda, yeah. You're very kind.
My eyes look.
You're a brave
just
man.
like buttons.
Why? This fight is very unlikely to end in your favor. Does a clay and bone man-eater leave traces of the kind you've witnessed? It's only a spell. Does a clay and bone man-eater leave traces of the kind you've witnessed? So she doesn't think the... She doesn't think that it was clay and bone man-eater. I don't know what that means. It's only a spell, an illusion. They just prefer to see it that way. It makes it easier for them. Fight is too big a word. I'm merely assisting Georgie in his efforts to find the murderer. How do you know the details of my fight in advance? Well, she's clairvoyant, so... What's a man-eater? I'm sorry to break it to you, but you will have to fight to the death, even if it were a metaphor. The ending is still unambiguous. If you don't find out what happened before nightfall, you will die. I'll take that into account. This should not be your primary concern at the moment. You should concern yourself with the number of minutes you have left, and that number is dwindling. I don't throw predictions around. Others will tell you how often they have come true. Do heed my words. Time will tell.
Only in things of small value, they usually are bold enough not to trust to appearances.
Why do you think his death was unnatural? No, not at all. How could someone who had absorbed all our blood not die? What? A single man cannot handle that. There are limits to a living being's vitality, and there are limits to a world's patience. So his death was inevitable. What do you mean by the limits of a living being's vitality? I think I've heard that somewhere before. Absorbed. Simon, I do want to ask this, but I think I might have asked this before, so maybe I'll ask this. Simon transformed our town into a single whole, a living being. He was the heart and we were the blood running through the town's veins. We radiated his light, and that's why we used to shine so brightly. The bound are actually bound to Simon. Who could have killed him? What about the limits to the world's patience? What do you mean by that? I cannot elaborate upon this. I can only feel it. As if this was a heavenly warmth. The payback for all that he had done. The world could not stand it anymore. The world must have made someone its weapon, right? Did I drop my pencil? Who is to blame for his death? Even if someone did have something to do with it, is that person worth blaming? Most likely they didn't even realize they were killing someone. Yes, that's how it was. Now I see very clearly. Oh yeah, you're clairvoyant.
It's true.
Okay, she doesn't have anything else to say. That's awesome. Well, I guess there's only one other person left to see. I don't remember exactly how... I think we went back to one of the Canes and they told us to meet that one guy. And I tried to go here. Right? Or was it down here? This guy? Grace's Lodge. No, this place. Ruben's Prospectorium. But I think I was supposed to go back to Isidor's place. Since I think the guards would have let me in after that. But anyhow, we need to go talk to this lady. And this will be the last thing that I do before I go to bed. I've taken good notes. And I'll try and review what I learned before I start the stream tomorrow. Hopefully I can play tomorrow. I'll be leaving Thursday, so I'll try and get a few more play sessions in before I leave for the weekend. I'll be gone Thursday and Friday and I won't be able to stream, but hopefully I can get through a good portion of this game. I know it's supposed to be like 20 some odd hours long. This first playthrough should only be...
There are unseen connections looking through the capricity and tenuity that the world seems to be made of.
Capricity and tenuity. I don't know what those words mean. Tenuity is like time-based shit. Capricity? Anyways. I seem to have lost any capacity for observation. My mind is out of tune. Things no longer add up. Before, I had no trouble forming a trustworthy tessellation out of the most imperceptible contingencies. Now I simply cannot get my head around it. Could it be that I am dying? Step bear is way too thick. I think that's what's causing it. It happens to people who are tired. Maybe you haven't slept for a while. I'll say that. Oh no. Herba Tavirina is in blossom. I grant you, but then it blossoms every year. Every year the steppe is filled with its stupefying vapors. The issue I am having, however, is nothing to do with fatigue or perplexity. I have lost my ability to make distinctive events coincide. Everyone has that ability. You don't seem to understand what I'm saying. Let me elucidate. A single word someone utters may precipitate the birth of their own murderer. This line of philosophizing is barely an intellectual novelty, and it is particularly relevant in our neck of the woods. I sometimes feel like I could touch the notions of cause and effect with the tips of my fingers, but now I am being tedious, I reckon. Not at all.
It's so lonely here.
Oh, okay. So you've traveled all the way here only to find that both people you wanted to see were brutally murdered. Is that how the story goes? I do hope that your visit is in not any way related to those most unfortunate circumstances. I have to find whoever it is that killed Isidore and Simon. I want to ask for your help. Subarov told me you have a gift for all manner of investigative inquiry. I doubt I can do it on my own. What do you make all of this? I've yet to meet anyone who can help me in the slightest way. Do you like Ava? That's a good question. Very much. It wouldn't be much of a stretch to say I absolutely admire her. Weird. She dons the mask of absent-minded promiscuity. But this pose has nothing to do with what she really is. I'd be happy to be friends with her, but she does not understand me, and rightfully so, considering her eminence. I can't believe my ears. Sooner or later, a fervent believer may emerge from within her, dissolving her completely in the object of her adoration. Dissolving her completely in the okay. After which she will probably kill herself. But I'd rather not talk no more of that. But she's one that we need to save. All right. That's the weirdest first conversation I've ever had with someone.
Simon was doomed.
So you have travel. Yeah, okay. I think this is just our exit sentence, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, sure. I'm certainly no better investigator than you. I never had a chance to search for a murderer before. The best I can offer is to fill in the blanks with whatever mysterious supernatural entities seem most fitting. Shabnak Adir is the simple man's scarecrow. I would have followed a different narrative. Okay, so that's the thing that the guard mentioned. That was he made it sound like it was just some fucking legend. What kind of narrative? Consider the circumstances of his death. They said Simon had locked himself up in the evening and consequently died in the morning inside the mansion in a chamber with some peculiar name. What's the word, the one you've just said? Let's ask that. The step demonology describes it as some kind of golem, belched up by the earth to punish all manner of delinquency. It is shaped as a young woman, but made of clay and exhumed bone matter. An unnerving concept, is it not? I've always suspected that primitive worldviews still exist in the remote corners of our country, but I couldn't imagine they would be so active. I knew you would be exasperated by this discussion. Sacrifices, bovine tails, handfuls of milk teeth in a glass beaker. You may forgive this to children and step people. I didn't get this dialogue before. You may forgive this to children and step people, yet having the same notions reiterated by someone surrounded by books on natural history, this must be quite vexing. Wow, you know about a local legend. How fucking crazy, dude. How would you explain this? The answer is bound to irritate you even more. The tales are true. So you believe all that yourself too? I do hyperbolize a little. It is beyond debate that Shabnak Adder exists. What is dubious, though, is that bovine tails and milk teeth offer genuine protection from her. Oh, so those are like methods of keeping it off. Which is to say, sympathetic contrivances like this may be of some use to children and people from the steppe, but are explicitly inefficacious for someone like you and me. We are too literate, too deprived of the scripture codified in ancient soil. So am I supposed to write off a bad harvest as a sign that the steppe spirits are angry now? For crying out loud, you are a mystic. Subarov is mocking me. I'll just say this. We have no choice but to acknowledge the rules enforced by the steppe. We tried to ignore these rules, to place ourselves into the framework of advanced modernity. Holy fuck, I have to reread this sentence. We have no choice but to acknowledge the rules enforced by the steppe. We tried to ignore these rules to place ourselves into the framework of advanced modernity. So we tried to... They tried to reject the steppe, basically. To no avail. You can call these demons what you want. You may refer to the hair eater as time if this will make you any happier. Holy fuck, there's so much that she's saying in this conversation that I feel like I should write down, but I'm not gonna write most of it. I'm comfortable with a more juvenile vernacular. It is what I'm used to. I will find a rational explanation for the crimes of this man-eater by the evening, if you help me, of course. You're repeating something that Isidore had once told me, almost word for word, by the way. By the way, I find his murder far more infuriating than Simon's. I don't know which one of these to pick. Help me. In this case, I would suggest that Simon was poisoned by the Canes. I would have thought, but I know their family all too well. Their mutual loyalty is only rivaled by their arrogance towards anyone who is not one of them. They hold the princely sage who stands at the head of their family in highest esteem. They believe that a single dishonorable act will tarnish their name for generations to come. I doubt any of them would have stooped to this, no matter what they wanted to or not. I don't believe you understand what he died in focus really implies. Do you know what the Canes refer to as focus? You don't seem to grasp the semantics of the term. These are the Canes for you. These kinds of innuendos are their forte. Well, what is this focus then? The focus is anything but an abstraction. Quite the opposite, in fact. It is governed by mathematically rigid regularities. You see, no one but the owner of a focus may get inside. This can only mean that Simon had brought the killer with him, or rather within him, since no physical object may be brought into focus either. How do you know that? Who doesn't? The Canes are notoriously passionate about all manner of synthetic anomalies. They will never pass up the opportunity to devise a Kunststück that would allow them to warp space, challenge physics, or manipulate optics metaphysically. Or manipulate optics. Metaphysically, a focus can be compared to a camera obscura. What is a camera obscura? I have to look that up. That's like a movie term, right? You're barely going to be able to see this. Oh shit. I just really messed up my monitor. It's all right. Let's just get this in frame. All right, camera obscura. Is the natural phenomenon in which light passing through a small hole of a dark chamber or box will project an image of the scene outside the chamber onto a surface opposite the hole, resulting in an inverted and reverse projection of the view outside. Camera obscura refers to analogous constructions such as a darkened room, box, or tent in which an exterior image is projected inside or onto a translucent screen viewed from outside. This is how you take photographs, right? This is like what those like old school box cameras are. That's interesting. Okay. Let's go back in the game. Okay. Metaphysically, a focus can be compared to a camera obscura. Do note that the name is not unfitting. No, it is entirely impossible for someone to get inside. Simon was disfigured and bleeding. His bones were broken. That's true. Is that so? Well, this does introduce a different perspective. Did you say Isidore was the last person to see Simon? The question is, who did he see before? The sun had not yet set when Isidore returned from the steppe. However, he came to Simon well after midnight. The question naturally arises, where did he spend the missing few hours? That is why I'm trying to trace Isidore's steps. I want to walk the same route. Don't get me wrong, though. How do you know that? I think you still fail to grasp the entirety of your predicament. The rumors spread like wildfire here. One of the children saw Isidore come home. They were waiting by the entrance, eager to hear a step story or two. So the prosecution of Isidore's son is based on the testimony of a child. That is what Subarov claims. Was Isidore seen with Subarov by any chance? He was. He warned Subarov of an upcoming storm. I don't know, but Subarov interpreted his coming as an omen of an upcoming unrest. Subarov interpreted his coming as an omen of an upcoming unrest among the workers. Oh, yes, this. All right. Let me suggest then that while he was in the steppe, he saw or learned something that he wanted to report to all three ruling families. In this case, either of the Olgimsky family should have been on his itinerary, especially since Barak was one of their own men. Definitely. The Bull Project, from the abattoir to the railway, is controlled by the Olgimsky family. If Isidore's discovery had anything at all to do with the kin, Isidore would have certainly related to Vlad. I'm having a name trip out again. Olgimsky. Alex is Subarov. Olgimsky is the other family. If Isidore's discovery had anything at all to do with the kin, Isidore would have certainly related to Vlad. So do make sure to pay a visit to the Lump. That's the name of the Olgimsky mansion. Another fitting name, wouldn't you agree? What would I do without you? I don't think that I got this my first time. Called Vlad the Heavy by the locals for his bad temper. Because I don't think I even ever went here. Okay.
What?
Managed to find out so much about me in 1 minute's talk. Yeah, that's just the exit thing.
The most subtle folly grows out of the most subtle wisdom.
There's just more than one way to exit her conversation. Okay. Well, oh, whoops. My thing is... Alright. Well, I'm gonna call it here. That has given me something to chew on, because that... What time is it in game? It's only 8 o'clock. I've done fucking like half the shit you need to do. But wow. So, finding out that... We're finding out that... Jesus Christ. Let's go into this. Does that unpause the game? Definitely does. Yeah, he's moving around. If you press tab, it just unpauses the game. I mean, it doesn't matter. So... Jesus, I need to sleep on that much, dude. That is... I don't know what the fuck is going on in this game. I probably need to rewatch what I said, because... Or what the choices that I made, because I definitely did not get that dialogue tree the first time I talked to her. I got something entirely different. I don't remember what we talked about. Either that or I just totally did not pay attention to her conversation at all, because that... She's basically saying that Isidore went to the step before talking to Simon. But he also talked to presumably all of the families, right? Saying that, like, foreshadowing something is about to go down. I don't know. I'm excited. I need to like review shit, because there's a lot going on in this game, but I think we'll kick it off tomorrow. I'll try and rewatch some of what I just streamed to figure out what's going on. Holy shit, I spent 2 hours on that. What time is it? Like... Wow, it's only 9 o'clock. I thought it was way later than that, but... Yeah. Good times. I'm going to stop the stream now. Have a good one.